Hi, and welcome to this video, the United States Presidency. And in this section, we're going to look at the President and the Constitution, Part 1, the President and the Vice President, the role of the Chief Executive, non-constitutional responsibilities of the President, the Vice President, term of office, and qualifications. All right, so let's begin. So the constitutional description of the presidency can be found in Article 2, Section 1, Clause 1, the President and the Vice President. And it says that the executive power, meaning the President, shall be vested in a President of the United States of America. And it goes on to say, he shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President, chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. And it then continues. All right, so let's take a look at the inauguration of Dwight D. Eisenhower. All right, now let's take a look at the role of the Chief Executive. The President has certain constitutional roles, and we're going to take a look at those now. The first one is head of state. The President is the head of the government and functions as a symbol of the United States. So when people think of the United States in terms of the government, they normally will think of the President and not so much the Congress or the Supreme Court. The President, as the head of state, attends ceremonies, presents medals and awards, visits disaster areas to encourage hope. And you can see a couple of these examples here. President Bill Clinton giving the President's Medal to Hank Aaron. President Clinton here is giving the Medal of Honor, the nation's highest award for valor, to an Army medic, Alfred Raskin. And you can see to the right, President George W. Bush offers comfort after Hurricane Katrina. So in many ways, the President is the figurehead of the United States of America. The President is the Chief Executive. That is, the President serves as Chief Executive of the United States, Chief Administrator and head of the federal bureaucracy. The President may veto legislation and give executive orders as well. The President is the chief diplomat. The President is the principal spokesperson for U.S. foreign policy. So the President appoints and receives ambassadors, recognizes foreign governments, and negotiates treaties for the Senate to ratify or to reject. The President is the commander-in-chief. The President is the head of all U.S. armed forces. And this is kind of unique in terms of our American government in the sense that the President, who is a civilian, is the head of the United States military. And many presidents have never served in the military before, yet they are the highest in command. The President is the chief legislator. That is, the President proposes legislation and public policy. The President can be the chief jurist. The President appoints federal judges and has the power to grant pardons and amnesties. So now we'll take a look at some of the non-constitutional responsibilities of the President. The President is the head of the political party to which he or she belongs. Now, what I mean by non-constitutional responsibilities is that there's nothing in the Constitution that says that the President is the head of political parties. It has just become custom for him to be so. The President can also serve as the chief economist. The executive office is responsible for preparing the federal budget. Next, we'll take a look at the Vice President. The Constitution provides that the Vice President may become President should the current President become unable to serve. The Vice President also serves as President of the Senate. As President of the Senate, the Vice President must cast a vote in the event of a Senate deadlock, and also oversees and certifies the official vote count of the Electoral College. We can see this in Article 1, Section 3. The Vice President of the United States shall be President of the Senate, but shall have no vote unless they are equally divided. The 12th Amendment goes on to say, regarding the counting of electoral votes, the President of the Senate, meaning the Vice President, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all the certificates and the vote shall then be counted. The President is the first citizen of the United States. Okay, next let's turn our attention to the term of office. The President is elected for a 4-year term. The 22nd Amendment of the Constitution limits the President to 2 full terms. The 22nd Amendment was enacted after the presidency of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who was elected an unprecedented 4 times. A president who took office by succeeding a disabled or deceased president may be elected for 2 full terms in the secession occurred more than halfway, 2 years through the former president's term. Otherwise, the president is limited to only 1 or more term of office. This most recently happened in 1963 when John Fitzgerald Kennedy was assassinated and Lyndon Baines Johnson, Kennedy's vice president, then became president. Johnson served till 1964, ran for re-election in 1964, and was eligible to run for re-election in 1968. However, he decided that he was not going to do so. This is a listing of 2-term presidents in American history. Notice that Grover Cleveland is the only president to serve in 2 non-consecutive terms, 1885 to 1889, took a break, ran for re-election in 1893, and served to 1897. Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5, Qualifications for the Presidency, states that no person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of President. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years and been a 14-year resident within the United States. Natural-born citizen means someone who was born in the United States. John Kennedy was the youngest president ever elected to office. However, Theodore Roosevelt was only 42 when the president, William McKinley, was assassinated. Theodore Roosevelt was the vice president at the time and so succeeded into the presidency. Okay, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.